What are alpha males actually like? The term has become so big that it's losing its core meaning. I'm going to tell you the rawest essence of an alpha male today. If you don't possess these traits already, I highly advise you work on building them up. But keep in mind, you can only do that if you are honest with yourself in the first place. So tell me, do you keep it real with yourself or not? Ponder over that as you go about the rest of your day. Without any further ado, let's get into what we're here for. Firstly, alpha males do exactly as they please. Alpha males tend to do as they please without seeking permission from others. They are the boss of their lives and make their own decisions without waiting for someone else's approval. This trait is incredibly desirable to women who admire confident men who take charge of their lives. An alpha male may pursue a high-paying career in a demanding, lucrative, or prestigious field, like law or medicine, because they have the self-confidence and ego to reach the top. Many CEOs are alpha males, as it takes a lot of self-confidence to do the job. An alpha male may also decide to pursue a career in a field that is not considered lucrative or prestigious, simply because it aligns with their personal values and interests. These things prove that they don't live under any societal expectation. They study themselves thoroughly and proceed with whatever is in their best interest, no matter if it's looked up to or looked down upon by society. But don't get it wrong, if they are receiving negative feedback, alpha males take it as an opportunity to improve themselves without seeking reassurance or validation from others. At other times, they trust their primal instincts and intuition when making decisions, without needing to consult with others or seek anyone's approval. If they find themselves in a crisis or a challenging situation, they draw on their own inner strength and resilience to overcome it without pathetically relying on others for comfort or support. The main gist is, alphas have a strong sense of self and identity. They don't feel any need to conform to societal norms or expectations to feel validated or accepted by others, and that is why they are able to live life by their own means, unfazed by whatever anyone has to say. Number 2. Alphas know when to leave it alone. A lot of people think that alpha males are these incredibly aggressive men who are always picking fights with people, but the truth is that true alphas are nothing like this. Always remember that the vibe of an alpha is calm and powerful, and this type of man is rarely ever aggressive. When a man is overly aggressive or exaggerating something, it's the complete opposite of genuine alpha traits. It is normally because he is trying to compensate for a lack of not having that very thing he claims to have. For example, he might be trying to protect his made-up social image of being rich. Something that many guys who do this have in common is that they are overly aggressive, and they are the types of guys who will easily start a fight with someone over something incredibly dumb. Many are insecure, are typically quick to anger, and they might try to start a physical altercation with you just for looking at them wrong. Something you have to remember is that alpha energy is calm, powerful, and controlled. One of the greatest differences between men who have an alpha vibe and men who don't is the ability to leave things alone. I know that's probably what many of you tell your dog when he's barking at something he shouldn't be barking at, but it's the same thing with you as well. Throughout life, you will have many situations where people try to get under your skin, usually because they're mad about their own life and problems they're having. So the thing that will truly set you apart is knowing when it's better to leave such interactions as is. Alpha males are really good at risk assessment. They are able to quickly determine whether something is worth conflict or not. If you look down a dark alley and you see a girl getting robbed by some guy and there's no one else around, the leave it obviously wouldn't apply here. But imagine you're in another situation where a guy steps on your shoes, and when you tell him to watch where he's going, he goes into fight mode instead of simply apologizing like any respectable individual would. In this situation, it wouldn't make a lot of sense to get into a fight over a pair of shoes, as you'll only stoop yourself down to his level. Unless, of course, he stepped on your new pair of white mules, then it might actually be worth it. But all jokes aside, alphas know when the risk far outweighs the reward, or they know when to leave it alone or when to pursue it. Next, number 3, they don't seek external validation. Alpha males have a unique ability to self-validate. They don't care if other people like them or not, and they don't seek validation from others. They operate from a place of inner strength and confidence, knowing they don't need anyone else's approval to feel good about themselves. This powerful trait allows them to stay true to their beliefs and values without being swayed by external influences. If he's faced with criticism or negative feedback, he'll take it in stride and use it to improve himself, rather than for the sake of seeking validation or approval from others. The thing is, what allows an alpha male to feel secure in his identity, not needing to conform to societal norms or expectations to feel validated or accepted, is his ability to self-validate. In the era of social media, it's a trait that's progressively getting rarer and rarer. If you find yourself too dependent on what others have to say about you, listen closely. You need to go on a detox to rid your old toxins and start anew. Deactivate your social media accounts, which constantly have you hooked on other people's lives. They make you keep doing comparisons on comparisons, depleting your natural self-esteem till it's on life support. The only thing which then keeps it alive is some digits on your posts. What you want to do is get off social media and start appreciating the life you have around you. Keep in mind, you can appreciate things you don't like as well. You appreciate those things to acknowledge its existence and then work on getting to where you see yourself. When you detox, let's say, for a month, you'll pick up a fresher perspective on your life. You'll see the things you overlooked in the past and be grateful for them. This change, I guarantee you, will be noticed by those around you. When you're on the road to becoming an alpha, you attract a lot of attention. You would have observed it yourself. Number 4, alphas compete with themselves. This is going to go against everything that you've ever heard about alpha males, but a true alpha is not always in competition with other people, but with himself. These days, it is easy to log on to social media, and with a few swipes of your thumb, you can find someone who appears to be living a life that is at least 100 times better than the one that you're living. Alpha males actually love competition, but they primarily compete with themselves first and foremost. A true alpha wakes up in the morning and asks himself, not, how can I be better than Kevin from Instagram, but how can I be a little bit better by the end of today than I was the day before? If your primary competition is other people, then this is a battle that you might never win. But if instead you focus on competing and outdoing yourself, this is far more realistic, and it will have a much more positive impact on your confidence levels and how you feel about yourselves in the long run. Number 5, they have elite emotional control. One of the essential traits of an alpha male is their ability to control their emotions. They don't let their feelings influence their actions, and they don't act impulsively. Instead, they maintain a calm and relaxed mindset most of the time, even in challenging situations. This ability to control their emotions allows alpha males to stay in control of any problem and make intelligent, rational decisions. When faced with a crisis, an alpha male remains level-headed and focused, taking decisive action to solve the problem rather than becoming overwhelmed by his emotions. He separates his personal feelings from his professional or social interactions to maintain a professional and objective demeanor. If he's angry or frustrated, rather than lashing out impulsively, he'll take a deep breath and wait till the wave of anger flows out of his system. Because like a wise man once said, decisions made in anger only make things worse. Alphas understand this better than anyone. Lastly, they hide their feelings. One of the most intriguing things about alpha males is their ability to hide their feelings. They rarely share their feelings about someone, leaving those around them guessing. While this may drive some people crazy, it's a power move. The person who needs the other person less, or at least appears to, has the power in a relationship. By hiding their feelings, alpha males keep their mystery and power intact. For example, in a conflict or disagreement, an alpha male might choose to not express his true feelings, instead staying calm and collected while the other person becomes emotional. These things bring them more control over themselves and those around them. Remember, it's the emotional folks that are easiest to control. With that said, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you support the channel by dropping a like down below and subscribing for more content in the near future. See you in the next one. Stay blessed.